Outnumbered. I'm Andrea Tantaros, and here with us today, Fox News contributor and Democratic strategist Joanne Nosuchinsky is back. Fox News contributor and Red Eye regular Joanne Nosuchinsky, and host of the brand new show on FBM Kennedy at 10 p.m., the one and only Kennedy. And today's hashtag one.
Great to be back. Good to see everybody.
It's balmy weather compared to New England.
Boy, it is cold. I'll tell you, we've been here since Friday and ran.
Yeah. You ran Central Park. That's to make us all look really lame because I was in bed all Saturday and did nothing but eat bonbons. But thank you for making.
I doubt you're eating bonbons.
We're glad you braved the snow to join us. All right, Egypt's Air Force on the attack, from power. And now we've seen Libya fall into the hands of the terrorists. We saw what happened on September 11th. We know that
recognition throughout the other countries in that region, like, oh my goodness, we have been really fight this group to move forward to defeat.
You know, they're in Afghanistan, you know, jihadist groups, and I think that they should have a circular firing squad.
Does it take ISIS to attack the French? Does it take ISIS to attack a Jordanian pilot? Does it take them to attack Egyptians for these countries to wake up?
Yes, and the problem with but at the same time, a big ally towards Israel and an ally to the Iraqis. And look what happened. ISIS uses those arms now again. We end up arming people who could use those very arms again.
Now we don't, but we knew who they were then. And when Libya changed
when we were initially warned about ISIS, when they started to grow,
vinegar, even though it's awful. Do what you can to prevent it. Retaliation is great, but you don't.
The aspect that you talk about, defeating ISIS. We were in Iraq for 10 years. These people as Americans is to put an incredible amount of boots on the future. Is there any appetite to do that?
We're going to get into
in Iraq, and we had completed the mission. They said, please don't.
It's a forces agreement. Say we stay there for another 10 years.
If we had one.
Okay, yeah, okay, but say if we stayed there for 10 years, what do you think would have happened?
That's happening right here on this couch is happening in Washington, D.C. right now. Yes, Kennedy, it is. Now the left is fighting with the right on what to do. Senator Brown, I think this is exactly what the president wanted.
Colleagues, it is vague. It's meant to fail. It's just to get the blame game.
And give some political cover. And Julie, I do agree. Or we should do absolutely nothing. And the president should say, I'm not willing to do anything. This is a fight. Let's get the heck out of the Middle East. That's what I really want to do at heart. The Arab Spring was a failure, which it was. We destabilized Egypt and let the Muslim Brotherhood rise up. And we've seen Libya fall. And we've made a mess of that place. We're going to get out of there. But that's not what he's doing. He's really saying nothing, and he's only provoking the jihadis.
Here's my concern with the
strategy. Isn't that for the commander-in-chief?
It is for the commander-in-chief, and I wish strategy. I listen to John McCain. John McCain would love to attack every single country out there that he possibly.
The Arab Spring has been a complete and utter failure.
I mean, sadly, it is. I think people thought that it was going to be like the fall of communism. I think people thought that it was going to be like ideological dominoes. No, you know, say we have a longer timeline.
I mean, I personally think we should stay the heck out of the Middle East. These are tribal, intramural fights. And we're meddling and we're making it worse. So we either go in and wipe out the threat, and we should have done it a long time ago, as the senator points out, or we do nothing. This back and forth is making it worse.
Here's the sad. Went through what medieval Europe went through and come out to the other side. So when you're talking about bringing democracy to the Middle East,
where we lost the mission was when we went after the hearts.
Mission. He has not told us what the end game, the goal is, but we have.
And it's not going to devolve into civil war and chaos.
Correct.
There's a huge difference there, and we also
That was when our allies really said, you know, we can't trust.
Okay, but that was against Assad, but now
are coordinating with him on the ground. That's what the Syrian government says. Shock to the United States. Josh Earnest says, no way, we're not coordinating. I think we coordinate with him. He's got the boots on the ground. He's not our friend. He's a bad guy, but why not use his boots on the ground to kill ISIS? We've got the same goal, right?
Coordinating like
better have his army die than our men and women here at home.
Right?
That's what I think. All right, it's looking more and more like the Department of Homeland Security could run out of dough before.
Cindy Crawford looks great back, obviously. Listen, we're all.
I know that you've been doing quite a bit of research on relationships lately for a book that you're writing that requires intense reading and concentration. So do you find this research to be valid? How important is domination?
Let's just clarify. It's not been the type of research that you just saw in 50 Shades of Grey, if anyone saw the movie, but it has been researched nonetheless. Yes. I have found that power has no place in relationships. And I know that this study says that if one person is dominant, then that limits the fighting to some degree. But I do agree that if both partners are dominant, there's a lot of fighting. But when neither partner is dominant, it's the best kind of relationship. I mean, really, power has no place in relationships,
I think it would
female,
be the worst,
male, or
though.
otherwise.
If you have two passive
two
people,
passive, submissive
it's like,
No,
is
I'm not
there
saying
any
passive.
passion in
I'm
the
not saying
relationship?
passive. I'm saying dominating each other, meaning that one doesn't take the alpha and one doesn't take the other position, that it's an equal playing field.
I see what you're saying. But what I really do think is the best relationship are usually the ones I'm in because of my multiple personalities. It's always exciting. You don't know what you're going to
This is
get.
like 50 Shades of Tantaros. I didn't know you were writing a book on relationships.
You have a guitar. What do you think?
Well, I've been married. Dominance. We're talking dealing with the kids that people can fit in. You know, you make
Indeed.
the decision. No, you do it. No, you do it. You can't.
And check some of those boxes he's talking about. We are staying right here for Outnumbered Overtime on the web, foxnews.com/outnumbered. Click on the Overtime tab. We're back at noon Eastern tomorrow. Happening Now starts now.